Recording in progress.
Like everyone now.
So now it's the time to get into the first section of today's meeting, which is debate speech. Before I invite the first speaker, maybe I would like to invite the evaluator of the first speech, first speaker, Toastmaster Shantakumar, to read out the project objectives.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Pleasure meeting you all. Wonderful Sunday morning. So today I'm going to evaluate the speech of Chetna. It's an icebreaker speech. So Chetna will be taking roughly between 5 to 7 minutes. The first speech. So I'll be observing her. So the purpose is, looks like from her mentor, I understand that she's been having a little bit of stage fear, right? So when she's very comfortable when she speaks to a friend or a group of people, moment she comes to a stage, she's having the stage fear. That's what from her mentor I understood. So I'm going to watch how much of that stage fear you're able to overcome. Wish you all the best. So with that, I'll be giving my report at the end of the speech. Thank you.
One rectification. Timing 4 to 6.
4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6, sorry. But 4 to 6.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now the first speaker is, like the evaluator said, the first speaker is attempting an icebreaker speech from a presentation, from a monthly power presentation mastery. I don't want to give any introduction because icebreaker itself is more about introduction. So maybe let's please put your hands together to invite our expert.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Today, I, Chetna, would be talking about the topic Journey of Transformation, Jungle Raj to Urban Adventures. Growing up in Patna, small city situated in Bihar, I was always surrounded by a tight-knit community with a lot of friends and relatives staying nearby. We used to celebrate all the festivals together. We met each other during our tough times and even celebrating the happy times together. It was not a city, but an emotional. But as they say, every city has a good and a bad side. So was it. Patna had a notorious side to it, which was filled with challenges of extortions, jungle raj, and kidnapping. Many of you discuss this as first thing in the morning because that's what comes in the newspaper. And we would be extremely worried about our future. And in grade 6, one time they told that we will be shifting to Lucknow. That came as a shock to me because I was not prepared. Behind. But I didn't get time to think. I remember the next night, I was in the train, crying and howling of how I miss my grandparents, my uncle, my friends back in my town. But next morning, as the train reached Lucknow, I reached my new home. This home was bigger. The garden was bigger. And my God was a separate one. And yes, definitely. But still, it was missing the warmth that I had in life. I did not know anyone, neither did my parents. We were surrounded from different communities. I saw how my mother started interacting with them for evening snacks and tea with them, sharing some delicacies with them. And that's how she formed a great bond with them. Talking about myself, I went to school. Friends used to take me as some sort of amusement. They would just tap my shoulder and tell me, hey, can you pronounce the word Shakespeare? And I would say, Shakespeare. I did not know if something was wrong with me. But they all would laugh, have a good time, and then go away. I was a little confused. When it happened once, I smiled. Second time, I smiled. Still, I was confused. The little Chetna did not understand there was something wrong. Shakespeare as Shakespeare because that's how everybody in the book used to talk. Till the time the term and exam came. And finally, I scored great marks. So when they understood, okay, even though this girl cannot pronounce the word Shakespeare, she can study and score good marks. Then they started befriending me. I was part of their lunch group. I was part with them in all the co-curricular. And then journey began, a happy one. Till class 12, I was in Lucknow. After class 12, the engineering college, I got selected into Vellore Institute of Technology, the Chennai campus branch. Now, there was this another big call that my parents had to take of sending me so far to the southern part of India, where they themselves have never traveled. Coming from extremely traditional background, allowed to even meet my friends outside the place or call them at my place. Let alone going out for a movie or to a mall with them. So sending their daughters so far in south was definitely a tough.
हाँ ये तो ठेव हाँ
Father was always inclined towards when he decided
Hey, Dora.
sending
Edore halo man kan ke safe इधर हर के
One voice. I'm. Yeah, muted.
they came and they dropped me to the hostel. It's the first time in my life I'm left alone without my parents, with a set of people with diverse culture, from all backgrounds, from different parts of India, all the big cities, Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata. It's intimidated. How am I going to be friends with them? But semester by semester, with a placement, we all came together. And I remember on our last day, we all were hugging and crying each other of how much we are going to miss each other. That was the story of Chennai. And then I came to Bangalore for my first job. Bangalore is a place that I'd love to call my second home. Because this city has taught me the of being independent. I've explored the streets of Bangalore on my own alone for the first time. I have learned how to cook in this city. And I'm extremely grateful for all the cities that I have been to because today, whatever I am is because of those cities and the people that I have interacted with. So I always see a new city as a harbinger of good times. And I would like to end my speech with a quote from Shakespeare. Yes, pronouncing it correctly this time. This world is but a stage and we are no players. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Master. So whenever there is any icebreaker speech, so we all will stand up and clap. So, tradition, yeah, that's a better word. So now it's the time to invite today's second speaker. Maybe before I invite the speaker, maybe I would like to invite the Postmaster.
So actually, so without taking much time, it's the same icebreaker speech. The objective and everything is same. Only the path is different, which is present as smartly. And I wish all the very best to Toastmaster.
Our second speaker again attempting icebreaker speech from our presentation master. Again, I don't want to give over introduction because the speech itself is about introduction. So I would like to invite Master very.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. First, I would like to start off by answering a common question, which I always get. Whenever someone sees me for the first time, they have this question, which is, what is my height? Any guesses?
It's quite you.
Okay, I think he's been part of my previous. Yeah, you are right. I am 62 inch tall. Then I get a follow-up question after this. Do you play basketball? For some reason, they assume I am a basketball champion. I get the reasoning behind the question. People think, okay, because I'm tall, so I should have some advantage in these games. But I mean, unfortunately, I have never played basketball in my life. But yeah, I mean, I have played other games like volleyball and badminton that I guess of an advantage. And volleyball, I have been part of my college volleyball team for some time. So that's how most of my childhood days I spent playing outside outdoor games. Then I would like to move on to a different topic, which is about Toastmasters. I have been part of Toastmasters for 4-5 months right now. I joined Toastmasters through a program called Speechcraft, where we were supposed to give speeches like this, and I have given this exact same speech few months back, and it all feels like deja vu to me right now. So yeah, I mean, and my story to join Toastmasters is not very different from others. I also wanted to improve my public speaking skills, leadership skills, and clarity of the thought, and all of that stuff. So I'm very happy to be part of this Toastmasters club, and I'm looking forward to improve everything. Now I'd like to rewind my time a bit and want to go back to my childhood days. I mean, I have been in this something like migratory bird. We tend to move different cities. My hometown is Tamil Nadu. I've been part of stayed in different parts of Tamil Nadu for different number of. Because my father used to get transferred every now and then. So I started with Madurai. There is a famous Meenakshi Amman temple there. So there I stayed for 5 years. Then I moved to a port city. It's also called Pearl City, called Thoothukudi, where I stayed there for another 5 years. Then I went to where I finally did my engineering in Coimbatore. Stayed there for 6 years because that's where I did my first job. And after that, I moved to Bangalore. And I thought, okay, I mean, I had never stayed in a place for more than 6 years ever. So I thought, okay, even in Bangalore, I would move to a different city after a few years. But this is my celebrate my 10th anniversary in Bangalore in 2 years. So somehow I like this city, and city also likes me. Any reason to move out of Bangalore in the near future also. When unless the city runs out of water, I'm forced to move out. I don't think I'll anytime soon. Now I would like to talk about my interest in games. Then I will tell you why I'm interested in games. Like many of us probably would have played this video game as a kid. So that was my first exposure to video games. Then I got to own my first TV video game where we insert these cassettes and play video games. Probably would all have been cheated by this 9999 games in one. So that was my exposure to video games. Then I got played my first PC game as well. And all these years, of course, when I say so many video games, parents would have this advice saying, me, don't play so many video games. It's not going to feed you, it's not going to give you any job in the future. That's the exact advice that I got. Out of all the advices that they have given to me, everything has come true except this. Because right now I'm making a living out of gaming. I work in a company called Zynga, which is a gaming company. And many people are not aware of this company, so I would like to give one game maybe to all that play this game. Somewhere 10 to 12 years back, in Facebook, there was a game called Farmville. Have you played this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Farmville. Yeah, so this game was the first game built by this company. Recently, they moved to India and part of this company for almost 8 years. I'm working as a product manager in this company. So, that's how my journey of gaming is. Then finally, I would like to end with me recently, not recently, it's 5 to 6 years back. I got married and I have 2 kids. My elder kid is 5 years old and my younger kid is 2 years old. And most of my time goes and they keep me engaged and they keep me busy, so I don't get to do any of these hobbies. And even if it's as part of work, I get to play. I don't get to play a lot because my kids learn from me and I don't want them to play games like I It's a contradicting thing, but yeah, I mean, I am in the balance position right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they understand it right now, but I hopefully they prove me wrong again once again if I would them wrong. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to great journey.
So now, coming back to the theme for this meeting, the power of vocabulary. So we spoke about how vocabulary helps. Let's discuss about how we can improvise our vocabulary. And I would say that our Toastmaster meeting itself is a classic foundation for improving your vocabulary, because in every meeting there is a word which is being introduced. Even in our today's meeting, as well, our grammarian is introduced a word called Harbinger. And so likewise in every meeting there is a done. We all can see how we can use those words in our day-to-day life, which is life or personal life or professional life. That's one. Second, you all know, maybe reading the newspapers and articles. So that's, and watching some English news channels. So it helps you to do vocabulary. Also, I would like to hear from you as well. What is your input on how you focus on vocabulary? Anyone to volunteer? What is it you do vocabulary?
Novels by good writers, reading novels by good writers.
Watching and the subtitles. Yes, sir.
Every time we read, click and use the lookup option and understand what's in.
So I use further.
Because dictionary also has the same, right? It suits your kind of. So what I know is like one specific thing which I follow is whenever I'm poor vocabulary, I'm not that. I'm still learning. So whenever I come across any new word, right? So I have a notebook for specifically for vocabulary. So I make a note of that word in the diary with example and what's the meaning of that. So whenever I get some time in between work, so I'll just go through that diary so that it get memorized and then we get it started. I can that by personal life. That's what I follow to improve my vocabulary. Now, we will discuss how vocabulary help us in our life. Maybe after the table session. Now, we are getting into the second section of the meeting, which is table topics. So time to invite today's table topic master, and he is a independent software consultant professional. He loves cinema, music, and cricket. And you all know in cricket, half century, full century, all is there. So he is in life also is almost half century mark now. But our for him to hit a century. That is his version of introduction, but I will tell you my introduction. He is so always very smiling and always very responsible. Okay? I'm telling you my example. Okay? Whenever I get lost or get stuck, I look at his face. Say yes. Smile and he brings that confidence back to me. Then I start talking something. I don't know that maybe that doesn't make sense, but he always says that yes. That nodding head gives that confidence. So not a credit goes to me for whenever I get stuck, if I continue to say that credit goes to him. Please announce the
So this is table topics is one of my favorite sessions. Okay, one of my favorite sessions and also my weekly. As in, I get stuck all the time. This is one of the reasons I'm continuing. I've been in Toastmasters for 9 years now, 10 years. This is my 10th year. And this continues to be a weak point for me. I have not worked on it much. So this year I have taken it upon myself. I will improve. However, this time I'm on the other side. So this was a great theme, the power of vocabulary, what Toastmaster Suresh brought about. How many of you have seen the movie Three Idiots. Almost everybody. So there's a scene where Amit Khan goes to the board and he writes long word.
Yes.
Anybody knows the word?
Parametric pre-radicalization.
Great. Great. Thank you. Very long. So today you're going to get an opportunity like that. Yeah. We keep hearing about such schemes, made in India schemes by politicians. I don't know about the efficacy of that. All political parties will have different views on that, but this is something that I can vouch that this will help and this will be a great success. Right? So the thing is, create a word. They say in German, there is a word for very unique situations. Very unique situations. Okay? So I'm going to show some German words. I'm going to explain the situation. What will create the English word? And give you a rationale. You can talk about it. Whatever it. You have 2 minutes. You have to talk about it. Is it clear?
Yes.
So I'll give the German word. I will give the meaning of what situation that word embodies. And you will have to talk. You'll have to create an English word and talk. Clear? Clear? Volunteers? Please come. I'm sorry.
Are you getting it?
Vignesh, Arey. We are all part of the same cricket masters group. By virtue of this sharing the word, I think he should anyways get first. Yes, definitely. Okay, the first word. It is commerspec. This word refers to the extra weight gained from emotional overeating. Commerspec.
Good morning and good afternoon to all the Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends here. Ever faced this time when you had a lovely life? For me, you go places showing off that okay, I have a good. That comes a movement in this lovely, beautiful journey of life. That one day she comes and says, "It's done. It's over. They're breaking up." How many of you have seen the first ebbs of life? Most people resort to 2 different ways. First is they seclude themselves, isolate themselves, create a bubble around themselves, and ensure that they are living in their imaginary world. The second kind of people are the ones who go the second extreme of binge watching, binge eating, stuffing on anything possible, just to ensure that your mind is diverted from that cruel reality which has stuck you. And this is exactly. You're emotional, you're broken, you need a support. People don't give you that support. Because at the end of the day, boys are like, this is a normal routine. Come on, let's go and have party. You want that emotional connect. Who offers you that? Food. Because food doesn't question you. Food doesn't question your choices. It says, come, eat me. And if I were to give an English word to this, I would say it would be called as emo eating. The reason is because it is emotionally bonded to you and you are emotionally eating it just to take your pains away. It's all with that okay.
Brilliant. Thank you, Vignesh. Next volunteer, please. I'll have to, I can also bring. First, over you.
So I'm the evaluator.
The second word. It's, you can see it here. For some reason, it's not showing there. It's on the computer. This, I'll do it. Tortious panic. The fear that time is running out to act, often leading to funny last-minute decisions or actions. Tortious panic.
This should not happen to me because I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Everything should be ahead of time, on time for me. I never leave anything for the last moment thing, but then I will step into Instagram. I'm scrolling, and last week, 2 weeks back, I answered. And I got up at 4 a.m. I was yet to pack my bag. I was just going for a day. I thought I will do everything, but then I started scrolling Instagram. By the time it was 6:34, I was like, okay, let's go through. What time is the train? 7:15 a.m. And for some reason, I thought it's at 8 in the morning. And within 7 minutes, I completed my bath and I was at the Tea Factory metro station. God knows how much I did a lot of water conservation that day. And I was still thinking whether I should take this train, whether I should take a metro or a Rapido. And then I decided, like, let's take a metro. But in the process, I left my charger at home. I left my wallet at home. And I just had to wait for my friend in Mysore to help from the situation. So my English word would be for tortious panic is that running out and making funny last minute decisions is scroll gate.
So I thought you refer to something in the RCB batsman or the but then have to like 10 runs to get in the last
No,
over. Okay. Except would you like to? Okay, sure. Anybody volunteers or I'll do keeping only.
Yes.
It's fine. Whatever comes here, it's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the goal of Toastmasters. You should come here and try. So, give it an honest effort. The next word. Wow, this is my favorite. Backstreet English shit. A face that is begging to be slapped. It humorously describes someone's face that for some reason you may be meeting the person for the first time, but you find annoying, and even if they haven't said or done anything to you yet, you feel like slapping them. Yeah. You got the. Have you ever felt something like this?
You can don't remember.
It's fine. You can make it up.
Maybe.
Any movie that doesn't need to be any people saw that character. Yeah.
Absolutely.
some teams, but if they have not done it to me, but they are good to me, this, they are not honest and they have not maintained that intimacy with them team or outside, or it can be your friend circle, or it can be your relative, or it can be your teammates. So when they put others like, I mean, they criticize and you know, for that kind of people, I just honestly I feel it for that kind of people. So for this, it's
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? You want to come, Manoj? Yeah. Good. The word, this happens to me a lot. The word is resemblance. The way we come back, we think of only after leaving the situation. Your situation, you, after you leave the situation, you think, I should have told this.
I think this is something I not tell never encountered. I encountered it multiple times. So throughout the journey, actually, I have encountered this situation in my life. When I joined 12th science, then I realized, oh, this is not cup of my tea. I should have done something else. Then finally, I've changed to become, and my family, they came to know after 1 year of it become that he is going to commerce classes, and my father asked, "Get lost in the day at 5 o'clock." Then he realized that I am not in the science, and probably his dream that to being a doctor is completely spoiled, and he thought that he got some mediocre job. And this happens actually every time. When I done my BCom, I came to Delhi, then I realized that the CA course, someone tell me that you should join, I joined. And the first exam I went, there's this suggested material. Is a one pager, is a summary of question and answer. And one guy was reading that. I asked him, what you are reading? Then he asked that, probably you are kidding me at the time of exam. You don't have a better time to speak to me, and did you go from here and allow me to read? So I was serious that I was not out. So that's how I always believe. And once I came back, I believe probably there's a better way to prepare for my exam. That's how actually I've encountered every time. And the word, single word comes time. So it's probably single is a 2 word. Next time I'll do it better.
The word is Kabel Salat. The word is Kabel Salat. The tangled mess of cables and wires behind your TV or computer desk that seems to have a life of its own. The word is Kabel Salat.
I think probably I retain this one.
10 seconds.
Thinking about a football match. No matter what, every player tried to keep the ball. And I felt like the ball emotion is like no matter what, how many things you, I decide my future. I think cable cable salad also coming in that way. It's like unless I connect the cable is saying, unless I connected you know. So I give one word also. I better I written this word in English.
One. Manjula, please. Okay, this is interesting. We were speaking about liquor in the morning. The word is snapside. the term refers to a ridiculous or impractical idea that one might come up with while under the influence of alcohol. Knapsacky. Best thing about table topics is it doesn't need a picture. You can you can cover it.
So last week, we paid a movie at our apartment. So first they said because of water shortage, we don't pay towers. We restricted and we sent that message across the property user. Then we came towers, somebody came with colors. So they started playing drawing only. So water like much, but at the end, again that water shortage will be there. So next, after 2 hours, water was not there. But same time, one of our neighbor, he bought park. After but nobody knows that it is soft drinks. We thought it was soft drinks. And nobody colors and we all need that park. So he gave that, one glass to everyone, all girls. Then he said, drink in your own risk. So we got it. But for me also, I wanted to taste it was bought. So many years I was waiting for the chance and I drank the half of the glass, but others drank 1 glass. Nothing happened. Eat sweets after the drinking part. So we avoided that and we are the happy.
So Monica, the problem is you may think nothing happened. You'll have to ask her. That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting but last, who wants to take that? Yeah, please. Yes. Good. Eklander's not. Eklander's not. The state of having to quickly come up with an explanation for something dubious that you're caught doing. For this, you just have to take inspiration from our politicians.
Slightly diverting from this one. So I will just take my example. So whenever I have to go anywhere, meet, friends or go for an event, or even I remember when I was in college and attending the class, I was that one person who would come. Like for me, being on time is at least 5 minutes after the time, a lot given time. So I'm always late wherever I go. And now it's become like, like if suppose I have to meet a friend, 6 p.m. and by 6:30 I started from home. And they would call, they'd start saying that where are you? And then come up with some weird reason. And even if I am stuck in one of the traffic, so Bangalore definitely saves you there. The traffic, I love this explanation. So and they buy it. So far I am able to save myself with this explanation that I am stuck in traffic, on this traffic, that traffic and stuff. And I'm able to save myself. But yeah, this is I know when I'm stuck in a difficult situation, mostly related with timing. If I have to give a word to it, sorry, Bangalore traffic.
With that, we come to the end of the table topic session for today. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinayak, for conducting the Very interesting. Now coming back to the theme for today's meeting. So what are the benefits of having a good vocabulary? I will give you one practical example. My previous. So I have one of the things who is very good at vocabulary. Whenever he give a section about 50% of the word I didn't understand. I always make a note of those and then go and check whatever he spoke. I don't know what extent even the leadership team also aware of whatever he spoke. I don't take it just because you are not. This vocabulary greatly helps person success. Though I don't get into on the book perspective, but giving a good speech with strong vocabulary greatly helps this person successful person. Right? So that's one way of vocabulary always helps you to manage the situation better, to give a better solution. Second, even for our own Toastmaster club, we have a good vocabulary, it helps you manage these table topics, etc. And then if you are giving a better speech, so this pause period someone can be avoided. Third thing is any social gathering, any if you're having friends or family, whatever situation, you have a good vocabulary. So with that, I think now it's the time to invite the general evaluator to give. Thank you.
Hi everyone, before I start my evaluation, we will start with speech evaluation. The first speech speaker, I would like to call Toastmaster Prashant Kumar.
So, Chetna, while I mentioned about icebreaker and I mentioned what your mentor had mentioned, I was really surprised to see that I had a doubt in my mind. Is it the first? For sure, this is the first speech. Such was your speech. Very few constructed. In a very, you have used a storytelling format of telling you from your childhood, right? And then how you grew up, what are your fears. Also used aspect called, we used something called a spaceship, where you mentioned each location and gave them next location, next location. So that way, I think you have also done a wonderful job, and your mentor also has done a wonderful job. I felt it was simple to understand your speech. I observed that you were having a good eye contact with everyone. That was very good. The tone and tenor, where it was really smooth, correct? Where you need to insist something more, you did put a thing on that pressure on that particular way. And where it was because we have done. So these are wonderful observations that I have. So a couple of improvements that I felt was audience engagement, right? As you were mentioning, I'm sure everybody will connect to their childhood, what they call. Right? So in the middle, if you can ask somebody what you've been doing, so you are able to connect, and then they are able to take. That's one. Number two, I'm sure you have a very smiling face, so generally you don't. But even if you could add some more humor or something, you have it well. These are a couple of my observations. To summarize, it was a wonderful presentation. I did not believe it is an icebreaker session, right? And my best wishes for an excellent, to become an excellent speaker. Wish you all. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My target speaker, Toastmaster Dharni. So I'll quickly, like I remember, though I'm not a very expert, I'm not very fond of cricket, but I have, since cricket season is going on, two players came to my mind. The one is Robin Singh. He put a lot of effort, 50 runs, and he has done everything but what can be done. And the second player, very easily plays Yuvraj. Right. So today when I hear the Dharmin speech, it's like very smooth. I never realized that he is delivering the speech. It's so smooth, and kudos Dharmin for you for that part. Second, when I come to the structure, like when I see that structure, well, how is going, because I'm completely confused at beginning. Like you have started with some question of your pointing of the play, then you come to your hometown, then you move back to the game. But when like few movies is very difficult to understand. But after half, you realize what a fabulous work on the screenplay. So that's how your speech was. And it's completely, sometimes it's very easy transition start from a childhood, your young age and wherever you go in transition. And you have done it so well. Actually, when I completed your speech, I found it is really amazing job. And I like, and your punchline, right? When you deliver your punchline, it's like you think the comedians or something, they keep on laughing, but no one laughs in the audience. But it was completely contrary. It's like Bomani running 3 Idiots. You deliver your speech, and audience keep on laughing, and you maintain your posture. So that is something, three things amazing I found. And the structure, then I come to the delivery part. It's like your eye contact, everything having a big height like a speech, but it's still like a very good eye contact. But what could be probably, and it's like what could be done better. I found most of your speech you put your gesture like that. Something probably you can see how can you utilize your hand properly. Second is that though in the earlier speech I found that you are very serious posture. Today, though you are serious, but I found another quality in you. Probably, though audience laugh, but you are actually able to make it quite well. So two improvements. One is that if you can work on your posture, and second is probably the time, because your speech was so good actually. If you could have spent some more time, because you have cut it so short, you had time to explain it better. So having said that, it was a fantastic speech, and for me, you are the Yuvraj Singh for the cricket and Bomani Rani for 3 Idiots. And kudos to you, and all the best for your future.
So next is TT evaluate. Does it want to ideal? Or 2 to 3. 2, 1.
We had a very interesting round of table topics and to Vinayak.
Has anyone ever gone to German?
Classes. The German grammar, you know this term, the grammar Nazi. Just because they have a grammar which is almost as cruel as the Nazis. It's very difficult, but it's fun also if once you make, and you can make it funny when you have such beautiful terms. Like their words are really different. For a hospital, they call it Kraken House and all that. So let's not get into that. Today, I will focus only on speakers who came. The first speaker to come was Vignesh. And Vignesh, when he came, his word was cover spec. I initially thought that Vignesh did not understand what was the intent. And he was telling us about emotional eating, binge eating, and I could relate with the tactics he would have. So he had your attention, but always I thought, oh, this is Vignesh, you would not have understood. At the end, he gave us the twist and he said emo eating, and that was a very nice way of connecting. So you can how to structure. You might seem very clueless at the initial bit, but at the end, you have a twist, you have your audience to connect with you, and they will be taken, they will be with you at the end of it. So that was very nicely done, Vignesh. Thanks for that, and thanks for attending our meeting. Meanwhile, he's the area director of area E4. Yeah, so he's a district officer of our district 92. Next, we had myself, and the reason I came because I thought some veteran Toastmasters should come and attempt because it seemed a little difficult. Yeah. But we should have such more fun sessions. After me, I believe Manoj was the third speaker. So Manoj, whenever you come on stage, like you did it really for your evaluation, that humor part of it. When you're coming, try to come with a funny mind, a funny story in your mind on what you can talk about. So that would help you connect with the audience. Meanwhile, your actions and expressions are always gelled in very nicely. Then we had Chetna. Chetna, one thing I really appreciate about you is that you have this very confidence. You have this confidence. You are very assured as a speaker, and that resonates really nicely in your voice. So that is something which a lot of people want to learn, and that also makes you connected with the audience. And my neighbor, she has already shown me the red card. She had a very funny story. And I think she got some of the alcohol consumption, but, or she thought she behaved well. One thing, you had a nice story. You almost had everyone in last. You were constantly looking at the table topic master. We don't care about the audience, and that is very important on that note.
Okay, so let's go to the tag tape. Let's call timer of master.
Thirty second, and speaker. 5 minutes, 38 seconds, and Vignesh, table topic speaker, first speaker, Vignesh, 8 seconds, and Jit, 1 minute, 37 seconds, Divya, 48 seconds, and 1 minute, 40 seconds, and 54 seconds, one, 43 seconds, and Chetan, coming to the event. 154 seconds, and the post was done 1 second, and table topic 3 minutes 47.
Yeah. Thank you. It was nice speeches. Coming speaker, so she has given speech, and I could outstanding word. She used extortion, howling, and she also uses the word of the day, harbinger, and in a sentence like cities and harbinger of time. So like she was able to this two words. And coming to Mr. Manoon. So he like some like I noted like sentence. So you could be like completely confused. Like in upload, he did not complete the sentence. So yeah. And like Vinayak, he efficacy, and I can vouch. And Vignesh apps and seconded. Yeah, so I could not find only outstanding word which I noted. Thank
Here goes my quote. EMOD Suresha used a couple of times, around also 3 times. When it comes to speaker, Chetna did a wonderful job. I did not find the speaker and times. Table topic master Vinayak are twice, soul twice. Again, table topics. So used a couple of times and then 4 times. If we are used so once, to evaluator Shanta Kumar used so twice. Toastmaster Manoj during his evaluation used R twice and so twice. Manjula also used, and then Chetna during his table topic used.
you. It's my time to start with my evaluation. We published our agenda on time. We got the almost all talks are filled out in 1 or 2 days time. Only two were pending because of some pending because of the long weekend, which we can manage it next week onwards. One good suggestion I would like to take it is we are just a little bit confused about who will bring the laptop. So I request ExCom team to look into that seriously and find a solution that we are having this kind of laptop. So if you can create one documentation or something like how to configure. That is one thing which I feel we have technical problems going on. And publishing agenda itself make sure that there is someone should take a responsibility to get the laptop. So that is one suggestion from my end. Even though we have lots of technical issues, still we managed to start our meeting. Say, we should. And then they consider give it great effort. Only one suggestion is that don't buy sentence well. You can do it slowly, okay? So just internalize it. Don't buy not it. So you can take your paper with you. Whenever you have doubts, you can do it, not an issue at all. So gradually you can get that information. So put it that way. But great effort, continue the effort. Yeah. So that is what I say. And proceeding on of course, but even because of the online issues, we cannot complete that project. That's fine. TMOD, I come back to you later. And about the speakers. No words, undelivered speeches, icebreaker. Kudos to both of them. Not your first speeches, I think. Right? I know very and he has done a great job. You are so good in, even though you got some distraction, but you focused in your speech and you know great. Advanced speakers, they will be little bit distracted at that point of time. So focused on that. Great. And come to the evaluator. So I just one doubt. You are the mentor of chairman? No. So evaluation of great evaluation like you point out everything. Only thing is that break sorry. I said speech all about the introduction. So we cannot expect lots of boarding moments, everything like that. But still, that in sort of improvements we can provide to them. Nothing wrong in this case. It was really great. I don't have anything to add. You also make sure that the timeline is happened to the speaker side also from the evaluation side. And the table topics master. Kudos to you. And for suggested, you are here and you are the master here. You have a power. So instead of giving to ordinary come up, you can become the people. Make sure that you will give the chances to the people who does not have any role here. So that is how our top master works, right? That's the only suggestion. But you have done a great job for field activity. It's wonderful. Thanks, and we come to the tabletop evaluator, which is a new role. Still, I'm figuring out how this role works. That's why I cannot take it one time. But the timing, I think we need to improve it, right? 2 to 3 minutes schedule, think that we can manage all the evaluation in order. Yeah, we need to think about it because I want because we should give the value to the speaker at that time, right? So maybe we have to think about more for 3, 4. Yeah, we have to think about it. Yeah. So that's the only suggestion to the technical evaluator. Thing as usual. So please give them figure out the for the active. You take in tag rows repeatedly. Please break the check. Be the feature, be the DMOD, be the evaluator, get into all those kind of things. So now I know we are a good speaker. Please you start your speeches. After icebreaker, I never see you after that. Every speech of icebreaker. Start your speeches and punchline. Don't remember a speech only. Oh, I was not there. Okay. Oh, great. So continue starting teachers there. Apart from that, everything is going fine. It was really fun-filled activity, fun-filled session, and last 2 hour TMOD. We really missed you actually. But really missed you because your sessions are all fabulous, super. Speeches also, your teamwork sessions also, and it's more just like you know how to take it, like how much time you have to spend for about masters. You done a great job on that. You give the idea about what is masters to be, and you make sure that you are not shooting your time. That is the best part I have seen from your time management is super. And it was also fun-filled, really engaged sessions from your thanks to you, dear Modi. Expecting more from you. That's it from my end. Voting in the share. Okay, so please do the voting. With that note, I'd like to hand over the speech. Dear Modi. Yes. Thank you, Postmaster Excel, for that wonderful evaluation. Please give him a big round of applause. Maybe before I hand over the stage back to our president, maybe I would like to.
Okay, second officer. Second.
You can.
You can hear pressure. Yeah. So before I hand over the stage back to the deciding officer, maybe I would like to hear the feedback from some of the guests who has joined us. Maybe how did you find it? Any suggestions and thoughts?
Also the great effort. So overall, it is a great experience. You. So it is evaluation. Besides evaluation, I can say, individually pointed each note, that was really good. And he was trying to give the words what the effort was taken away. So the feedback was